drawing horses. And in my head I thought, what does horses have to do with it? It's a line. It's not a dog. It looks like a dog, but it's really not a dog. If it was a dog, I could like feed it a cookie. It's just paper with ink on it in the shape or like form to look like a dog, right? So that said, because here's the thing, we were talking about like, here's chicken, okay, rooster. But if I draw this, I'm not really drawing an actual rooster, right? It's ink on a piece of paper, put down in a way to make it look like a picture of a rooster. It's not an actual rooster. You with me? The picture that he's drawing of a steer is not an actual steer. We'd have a really big shovel for that. All right. Anyway, so here's the thing you're doing is drawing the line. It's all about the line. It's not about can you draw a horse, can you draw a dog, can you draw a tree. It's the line and the way the line looks makes our brains trick us. I mean, it's not any painting of anything, like there's a horse picture over there. Any painting of anything is not an actual horse. That's not a horse, that's a picture of a horse. Do you get it? So all you're drawing is line. So when your brain says, this doesn't look like, let me see the one you were talking about. She was saying this doesn't look like a dog, or it looks weird, because when she slides this in underneath, all she sees is that, and that looks weird to her. What it's doing is it's tricking your brain into seeing just the line as it actually is on the paper, not what your symbol is for a dog that's in your head. So then your brain is going back and forth and fighting over itself, you know? We want what the line looks like on the paper, not what your brain thinks a dog looks like. Make sense? Because what the line looks like on the paper is going to be much more detailed than what your brain symbol is going to be. Because brain symbols are simple, so that we can understand them quick. Does that make sense? Okay. So when somebody always tells me that they're really good at drawing dogs, I'm like, you mean you're really good at drawing a symbol for a dog? Or you're really good at drawing a symbol for a horse? Not you're really good at, because it should just be, I'm really good at drawing, right? Period. Like I can see a line, I can put that line the way it goes. The one that we just looked at with Kendall's, she was trying to draw an eye, and it's at a weird angle. She had to ask herself, what kind of line is this? Is it straight? Is it curved? And if it's curved, how is it curved? Is it curved this way? Is it curved this way? Is it curved this way? So once you identify how it happens, you can find that line. You put enough lines together, it's going to start looking like whatever you're drawing as a subject. Make sense? Okay, because you're not drawing, don't be fooled, you're not drawing a dog, a teddy bear, or whatever. You're drawing the ink and the pattern that it is on the paper, okay? Or the line of the subject. That said, all we're trying to do is find the edges that we see and kind of trick the viewer into thinking that's a dog. So what I want to do is whatever way this is going, this needs to go the same way. It doesn't matter that it's sideways. It's still a line. So for instance, we'll get back to that in a second. So look, let's say I'm trying to draw B1. So there's nothing in A1 that I need to do, which is unfortunate because I really like that steak sauce. And we're going to go ahead and go into B. So I see this edge in B, I could go ahead and sketch that in. Okay, and this goes almost halfway. So if here is halfway, this is probably where that hits, and it bumps in just a little. Do you see it? Right here. And then I go up. And here. Now, if I can't draw that, if I can't see it to draw it, there's a way we can do it. So have you ever been in a room that's really loud? Okay, what happens? It's really loud. Can you hear the person that's on the other side of the room? No, you can't. But there's a way that you could be able to hear them. You could turn down the music, right? Turn down the music or whatever's making the sound, and all of a sudden, like if the sound is really loud and you can't hear the person, and all of a sudden you turn that sound down, you can hear them, right? They could have been screaming before and you couldn't hear them, but then you don't almost hear them like a whisper, you can still hear them. So what I want to do, the reason I can't really see this edge as well as I want, if I'm a new person who draws, I may not be able to see that line. I may only be seeing shading. So maybe I need to shush the shading, get the shading to kind of turn down the volume. So what I did is I drew the line in, and now I'm going to turn the volume down by putting a paper underneath so that all I see is the line. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's why I drew the line around the shape. Now, if my line is wrong, what's going to happen when I draw over here? It's going to be wrong. You get it? So it's very important that if you do this technique, if you choose to do it, that you're careful. So for instance, when I squint, I can kind of see an edge here. Come on, marker. I can kind of see an edge like right in there. Okay, so that I have an edge there that's not as crisp, but I have enough of an edge to be able to draw a line. Does that make sense? Where it gets real gray, I might not draw a line. I'm only drawing a line for if I squint and I see an edge, that's where I draw a line. Do you get it? Kinda? Okay, give it a shot. All right, thank you.